Happy New Year. It is 2024. So I thought I'd start off the new year with a little vlog here. So I do have a few yarns to show you. Yay, yarn! That I did get recently, and I have a WIP to show you. Now, I do want to say that I have up until the last maybe 5-6 months been a crocheter. So I am a new knitter. So I do have a knitting WIP to show you that I'm so excited about. Let's start with the yarn because, you know, it's yarn, right? So first of all, let me show you this amazing little bag that I recently got. I did purchase this over the Christmas sales deals. This is called a chip basket. And let me take my purchase out of here. And this is the medium size, and I absolutely love this bag. I love the fabric. I love everything about this. And it's really a sturdy little bag. And like I said, this is a medium size, and they're very hard to get a hold of. You can get them through fiberhustle.com. They don't come out very often, and I've been wanting to snag one. So this is my medium size chip basket. And here comes my cat Coleman. We don't actually see him very often. Hi, buddy. Can you maybe watch from over there? Thanks. So this has a little snap, so you can open it all the way up. And what I like about it is it has a bunch of uses, at least for me. So I can sit this on my bed and put my projects in it or my yarn in it or whatever I'm working on currently and have access to both sides. I probably wouldn't leave the yarn in there like that, which would be really lovely to be able to do. But as you are probably aware, I have cats, and cats get into yarn. And I can't really leave exposed yarn after a $1,500 vet bill. So yeah, that wasn't any fun. But this is pretty much a working bag for me. So if I'm working on something small. I also like that you can put your arm around it and you can actually crochet or knit with your yarn in this bag while you're walking along or doing your thing. That's pretty cool. As I said, I would like a larger one, which is the, this is a medium, so I guess that would be like a large size. So eventually I'm hoping to be able to snag one when they're available. So in my chip bag, what I'm currently going to be putting in there is, since that's a smaller size, probably a small project. So I would use that for like a hat or gloves or, I don't know about a scarf, but maybe some wristlets, you know, things like that. And in this bag is a recent purchase that I made over Christmas for just that purpose. Now I will actually be using something new for me. I have actually never crocheted or obviously knitted, because I'm a new knitter, double-stranded anything. So that's going to be kind of interesting to me. And also what's new for me is using mohair, or in this case, kid suri, which is, I believe, like a baby alpaca. It's a really fine, almost fuzzy type of yarn. Let me see if I can get one strand in here. It's very thin, like a 0 or something. Here we go. So if you can see that, it is very, very fine. And what you do is you would hold this together with your yarn, whether it's fingering weight or worsted weight, whatever you're going to use, and it just makes a really nice finished fabric or project on there. So I was really kind of wanting to try this. So I decided to try it with a smaller project. That way I can see how I like the sort of different types. This particular one, like I said, is the kid suri, or the baby alpaca. It is the Seta suri. You can kind of see that there. And color 050. Whoops. Let me get this into frame here a little bit. 050, which is, I believe, rust. And the specs on there, this is a 25-gram ball. It is, let's see what does it say here, 69% alpaca, suri alpaca, and 31% silk. So you can kind of see that hopefully on there. And it just feels amazing. This is super, super nice. So what I got to go with that is this lovely hank of yarn here. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. And this, I think, is going to go so nicely together. Isn't that amazing? Now, this is Variations. It's the Superwash Fingering. And this is in the color 320, which is Champagne Morganite. And let me hold this up so you can see it while I look at the remainder of the specs here if I can grab it. Where's my camera today? I'm having camera issues. It's actually me issues. This is Australian Merino, superwash, 75% merino wool, 25% nylon. It is 100 gram or 416 yard hank. Feels amazing, just absolutely amazing. Now, I will admit when I shop, the first thing that attracts me is obviously what it looks like, the color. I mean, that's just, hello. But then I touch it. And that's what either sells me or sends me away. And when I touched this, it felt absolutely amazing. It is so squishy and it is so soft. It just feels just wonderful. I can't wait to use this. And I believe with this, I should be able to make perhaps 2 mittens or 2 fingerless gloves if I want, or I can make a hat. I have not as of yet decided. Anything else I need to tell you on here? Nope. And the yarn is by Friendly Products. And I think that's what it says the brand is. Variations by Friendly Products. So awesome. And I can't wait to give this a try at some point. So it's so exciting. So that is a perfect project to be worked inside of my chip basket. What I got as well to go maybe with that and also to try is another hank with a mohair. This is a kid surrey, and I didn't know if I was going to like this better or mohair better. I've never used anything like this, so I wanted to try out some different sort of types. So this right here is mohair, and it is by, of course, one of my favorite brands, which is Malabrigo. And let me hold this beautiful color up for you to see. Is that not just gorgeous? I mean, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but if these are your colors, it is just awesome. It is like some teals and some blues, and there are some creams in here and some greens. Lovely bit of green right there. I just think this is just so beautiful. And let me let you have a good look at that. So this is a lace weight. It is 229 yards, 25 grams, 72% mohair, 28% silk. So just, again, lovely. I like that. It does feel a little different than the kid surrey. I would say this is probably a little bit more, I wouldn't even say rough because it's soft, but if I had to compare between the two, this is a little bit softer. But they're both just amazing. Just amazing. And to go with, this, again, I'm going to hold it with another yarn. I bought this, which is Dream in Color yarn. And I'll tell you about that in a minute, but just look how nice I think this is going to go together. Just lovely. So let's have a look at this lovely hank of yarn. Now this is more of a solid, although being, you know, hand-dyed yarn, it does have a little bit of like tonalness to it. Excuse my cat, he's crawling in a cat tunnel. So let's see what we're looking at on here. This is the smushy fingering weight, and it is smushy. Again, I was attracted by the color. Yes, Coleman, we all hear you. Thank you for helping. Can we help from over there? Thank you. But when I touched it, I had to have it. And smushy is a great name for this. It feels wonderful. So let's look at the specs on here. This is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It is 4 ounces or 420 yards. This is, it doesn't say on here that it is 100 grams, but I'm guessing this is pretty much 100 grams. So again, this could make a wonderful hat. It's just like the single skein, but it could make a wonderful hat. It could make a pair of gloves, you know, small project, but it's going to go wonderfully in this. And I'm actually more inclined to think this is probably going to be a hat. But look how lovely that goes together. I'm so excited about this. So this would be a great project for me to try mohair and see how I like mohair. Let me pull out my chip basket. I've got, as I said, cats are in the way attempting to help, so I put some of these away. And again, I also think this is a really nice combination there. So I did get these, and these are a Christmas purchase that I made myself. I also got this, which was really interesting. I got this a while ago. I don't think I've shown it to you. This I got at a consignment store, which is like a thrift store, only maybe a little bit more upscale. But this was $1. This entire hank. I'm not typically a purple person, but I just couldn't turn that down for $1. It feels really nice. I smelled it. Didn't smell awful because you worry about, you know, if it's been in a house where smokers are or, you know, smells of some kind, but it smells fine. And this is by Art Yarns, and it is the Ultra Merino 6. It is 100% merino wool and 100 grams or 274 yards. And don't know if it says what the color is on here. I can't see one, but it's really pretty. And I thought for $1, I mean, yeah. So if I've shown this before, I got it a little bit ago, then I apologize, but yeah. So gonna do something from that. So that was one trip. Then I made another trip for New Year's. They were having a fabulous New Year's sale. So, I mean, it's a sale, right? Down at my favorite Babetta's Yarn and Gifts. And again, I have no business touching. I touched. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners Fleece. And they have different types in their Yorkshire Spinners Fleece. And this is the blue-faced, I don't know how to say that. Is that Leicester? Leicester maybe? So if I'm wrong, please forgive me. And this is a roving yarn. Roving yarn is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love roving yarn. But they have had the fleece down there before, but I believe it was like the Jacob, and it's a little bit scratchier, and I really wasn't inclined to kind of get that. I tend to be sensitive to that scratchier type of wool. So I was just sort of checking this out, and when I touched it, oh, this is so soft. It does have a very, very minute amount of maybe scratchiness to it, but really it's nothing that I think is going to bother me. It is just nice. And bonus, it's roving yarn. So this is 100% British wool, and it is, let's see, another 100 gram hank, of course, 164 yards. And I believe this is like a bulky, or maybe even a super bulky. Look at this, reared, sheared, and spun in Britain. So yeah, really nice. This is actually my first West Yorkshire Spinners fiber, so I'm excited to be able to give this a try. And let me show you some of this roving yarn here. Look at that. I just love working with roving yarn. Here you can see the little thicker area there. So I am excited for this. The color is 004. So yeah, don't know what else to tell you about that, but excited for this. So that was a little bit of a splurge purchase. I was happy about that. Then I found this. I have no ideas for this, but I loved the color. And this is another one of those like kid Surrey or baby alpaca type, but I didn't buy anything to go with this. I just really liked the color. And this is by Amano, A-M-A-N-O, if you can see that there. And it is the Uma, U-M-A. And this is, let me put it up here so you can have a good look at it. This is 37% baby Surrey, 37% super kid mohair, and 26% mulberry silk. So that's an interesting little combination. Love the color. It's sort of like, I don't know, I can't really tell what this color is. It sort of gives me the feel a little bit of maybe like a really super light lavender and a gray and maybe a little bit of a champagne-ish kind of tone in there. But anyway, I just thought that this would be a color that could go with so many different types of yarns. And yeah, I really liked it. So I picked it up. So this is going straight to just stash because it doesn't have a project or an idea with it. Now, what I really actually went down there for is to buy this yarn. This is the Plymouth Encore, and it is their worsted weight. And their Encore is 75% acrylic and 25% wool. And this is more of an affordable yarn they have down there. But there's an Afghan that I've been seeing floating around on Instagram and on Facebook lately. It's like the sea turtles blanket. So it looks like an ocean with the sand and then the different color blues for the waves and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I want to make one of those, and I thought this would be a good way to try out this particular yarn and see how I like it. And it has a little bit of wool in it, so I think that'll, you know, lend a little bit to warmth. And it is also 75% acrylic, which will make it really easy to care for. It'll make it hard wearing. I'll be able to, you know, wash and dry it pretty easily. So I'm going to work this project in pieces. So what that means is by color. So I'm buying all of one color at a time, and then when I make that part up and I'm done and I'm ready for the next color, I'll go buy. But I did pick all my colors, and if I remember, I can insert that picture in here of my colors that I've chosen for that. So I did get 4 of these, and I'm hoping that that will be enough for the sand. I want to make a throw version, not necessarily a large blanket, so we'll see how far this goes. And these are 100 grams or approximately 200 yards per ball. And I know that the color for the bigger blanket and the pattern that I got is for a full size like blanket. Well, not a full like a full or a queen or something, but I just mean a bigger size blanket. This is like 200 yards, so 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is obviously going to be more than I need, but this was all one lot number. So I thought I'd better get more than what I need just to be on the safe side. So, but I think I'll be able to better adjust what I'm going to need for the other colors once I find out what the sand part is going to look like size-wise for me, because I'm kind of adjusting that myself. But I did get the extra just in case I start making it and I change my mind and go, I really want something bigger than a throw blanket. So I'm looking, I don't know, maybe like a 50 by 60 might be nice, huh? What do you guys think? Anyway, I just wanted to make sure I had enough because I'm using the sand portion to estimate how big I want my blanket to be. So anyway, so that was what I got in my my yarn haul. So I'll kind of let you guys know how that goes along. The blanket's going to be pretty much a longer term project. It's not something I'm going to be crocheting, and this is a crochet project. It's not something I'm going to be working on all the time, so that's going to grow kind of slowly. And let me show you what I am working on. So I think I told you guys I am learning to knit a few times now in a couple of my videos. So here in one of my project bags, this is by Anomalous Mind on Etsy. So this is the smaller of her bags. I love these bags. If you are looking for project bags, this is a great one. This is the pattern I have on it. So cute, right? Anyway, what's in here is a knitted project. Look, guys. I'm knitting in a round. So what I've knit so far, or knitted, I'm not exactly sure the terminology on that, but I've just pretty much made flat panel things. So I have knit a couple of scarves, and that was kind of fun. And then I did knit a cowl for my friend, but I didn't knit it in the round. I made a panel, and then I just seamed up the back. So this is my first in the round project. So I am making a hat. And I'm doing ribbing, so check that out. It is totally imperfect. I thought maybe now that I'm kind of getting the hang of this ribbing stitch that I would take it out and start from scratch, so it would be really nice and you wouldn't have all the mistakes in it, or not as many mistakes in it. But then I thought, you know what, this is for me, and it's like my first like real project that's not just a flat knitted scarf or something. So I thought it would be nice to have the one with all the mistakes in it, so that in the future I might want to look back on this, you know, years from now and go, oh my gosh, I remember this, my first project, and think about the mistakes and what I learned from there, and you know, some counting errors here or something, obviously. And yeah, so I decided just to keep it with all the mistakes that are in it. And as I started moving up, I started making a lot less mistakes. So, and this is a 3x2 ribbing here. So that's kind of nice. And I did do what was my cast on? A German twisted cast on, which is supposed to be really stretchy. So I did look that up on YouTube, and I watched a couple of videos, and they're all a little different. So you really need to watch one that works for you in a way that you can understand. So I'm very excited how this is coming out, and the yarn actually feels really nice. It's nice and soft and squishy. It is an acrylic yarn. So where is my tag? Tucked my tag in here. I'm using Yarn Bee Easygoing and the color Egyptian Sandstone. Now this is a 3.5 ounce ball, 1.75 yards. I didn't know exactly how much I was going to need, so I did get 2 balls of it, and here you can see some more of the specs maybe. But it's actually really nice to work with. It is, I would say, a smidge on the splitty side, maybe here or there, but it hasn't really been a lot. It's been a minor thing here and there. I haven't really found it to be a problem at all. Also, I'm using like lace tip needles, and I find them really easy for me to work with. Some people say that makes it split more for them, but I find I split less with this because I can be a little bit more precise about what I'm picking up. And I am using Chiagu, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but Chiagu needles, and these are fixed circulars. They are not from my interchangeable set. This is a 16-inch fixed set here. And yeah, this is coming out really nice. I'm really loving these needles. I'm finding that the yarn just slips over these joins without any problem whatsoever. You almost don't even know it's there. So it's not even the join that I feel when I'm moving the yarn around. It's the fact that the loops are a little bit thicker, or they have to stretch a little bit more to go on the needle versus the cable. And that's the only thing I'm finding. It's not even a problem, but I just mean that's the only thing I feel. I don't feel that there's any issue at the joint at all. It's just pushing it onto these the thicker needles. So this has been a really fun project. So I'm enjoying this. So yeah, and then I did get some of these like yarn cozies. I've been really interested in trying them. So since, you know, a lot of sales at Christmas time, I went ahead and got some. And this is another Etsy seller. So you can sort of see that there. And really nice. It really hugs this pretty well. It was easy to put on. I wound this up on my Stanley yarn ball winder, and it fits in there nice and snug. And what I like about it is it's not going to fall apart. It's been in and out of the bag, in and out of the bag. It's really been easy. This has been a hospital project. My mother had a minor stroke about 8 weeks ago, and this was the project once she got to the point where I could kind of just sit with her, maybe about like 4 weeks ago or so, and, you know, not feel so stressed out. I was able to bring this, and this was my hospital project. So this has come in and out of that bag, in and out of that bag, and look at how well it's just held together. So I really like that. But that is my current WIP in there. And one of these days I'll have to give you guys one of my WIP parades. But so just wanted to show you the one. So that is actually what is going on here for the moment. We'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year.